Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine. Delighted today to be joined with the man from Maidstone, with his hands are made of stone, Sam Noakes.
I'll never get bored of listening to that intro. It's good. It's good. How's it going, mate?
Here in New York. Two Kent boys in New York. Good to be speaking to you.
It's mental, isn't it, mate? It's nice to see a familiar face, to be honest, in this big old city.
Yeah. As I say, obviously here for a big world title fight for yourself against Abdullah Mason. First thing first, how are you, mate? How's things?
Mate, I'm all good. I was a little bit tired from the flight getting in, but I'm perking up now. So I'm looking forward to having a little mooch out later and seeing the city.
Yeah, obviously world title fight, a big stage for yourself. I guess just being here, being at the media day, being in New York, how does it all feel? Like, how do you all get sort of put it into one?
Obviously, like when the fight got made, everyone was going, "Oh, how do you feel?" And I was like, I didn't want to think too much about it because boxing, things happen, and I've had fights that have been 95% done and it's not come off. So I was just trying to keep level-headed about it. But I feel like being flown over here, staying here with all the other fighters, obviously just walked past Evan Haney and all that there, do you know what I'm saying? It's all starting to feel a little bit more real, so it's exciting times.
Yeah, is it like that surreal feeling, would you say? When it gets ordered and stuff and you realise, this is going to be a big fight, like, is it like a surreal feeling?
I think it's a little bit easier to deal with, because obviously you've been thinking about, since I turned pro, I've been thinking about it, it's been edging closer and closer, so it's a little bit easier to deal with, but I feel like it's still a few little pinch me moments, do you know what I'm saying? Like fighting for a world title. And even on the presser tomorrow, it's going to be some big names out there, and I'm going to be there as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's good, it's exciting, and it's what I'm in the game for as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
But on the other hand, like you've earned your right to be there. Do you know what I mean? You deserve to be there. So is it also that factor where you're like?
Oh yeah, it's not more so that I don't feel out of place. I think it's just more of an exciting thing and a testimony to obviously my team and the hard work we put in, and we're up there with superstars, isn't it? Because obviously I've sort of flown under the radar quite happily, to be honest, but. I just think it's just nice to see the hard work's paying off and everyone is sort of taking note, and it is going in the route we wanted it to go into. Yeah.
You mentioned there about flying under the radar. Is that something you've enjoyed? Because it's almost been a case of your whole career, in a sense. There's always been other guys in the rounding division that they've talked up, and you've been about your business. You've collected the belts. Have you enjoyed almost going under the radar and be like, look, now I'm on the world stage?
I think for me, it's more about being true to who I am as a person. Obviously everyone loves to sing, song and dance and people acting up, but I'm not really that person. Do you know what I mean? If that was to ever happen, I'm up for it. Yeah, but I'd rather just be who I am, be the person I am. It's just easier to be yourself in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think it's not got me in any other position. I could have made a few things on the way up, but I still would have been in the same position that I am today. So I'm just glad that I'm still the same old Sam I was when I turned pro 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, fighting for a world title is special, but obviously it's even special against a guy like Abdullah Mason, who, look, he's got big credit by everyone. Obviously he's well hyped. Is there an exciting factor knowing that there's a world title fight, but I'm in there with stiff competition as well?
Well, I think it's a world title fight, just saying it. You're never going to get an easy one. But I think it's good. I think obviously we're both obviously number one and number two. We both worked up into the same position. It's not in my head. I was saying in the interview earlier. In my head, I always thought it'd be against an already champion. But the fact that it's vacant just makes it that little bit more it both's going to be just as hungry to get that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's going to be a brilliant fight, and I think it's all just coming together perfectly for me.
Yeah, because obviously the fight came about really with Keyshawn missing weight. He missed weight, was going to move up. What was that feeling like running through when you obviously heard the type was vacant? You've been the number one. I think I texted Eddie Lamb and I was like, look, Sam's in line for a shot here, and I had a good conversation with Eddie there. But what was that feeling like for yourself when you realised, look, the shot's coming now because of the vacant title?
Yeah, I think because obviously I got made to number one. I think a week. It was real tight to him missing weight, wasn't it? Real tight, and obviously I was saying I heard rumours that he was tight at the weight anyway. We just sort of sit tight, and then I was due to fight in August. I said we'd get that fight out of the way, and then end of the year we'd be in a real good position. But then obviously I was in camp for August, he missed weight. Obviously then it's what's going to happen? And then when it got ordered, it was right, get the deal over the line, get the date, and now we have, and just going to look forward to working towards that. I think it's just exciting, and I've been trying not to think about it just because it's so far away, but being here doing all this and that, it's all it's good. It's making me excited.
When you're facing a guy that's got a lot of hype and people are making a lot of noise about Abdullah, is it important to not buy into that? Because it's both you and him in the ring at the end of the day, and
I think with boxing, hype is a big thing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? You think certain people get hyped up better than others, and I just think at the end of the day, my old amateur coach used to tell me, you got two arms, two legs, and I know that sounds corny and that, but at the end of the day, I'm not worried, and it's I'm not bothered about if anyone thinks or you've not fought anyone to get here, I'm not worried. Like, I'm going in there headstrong, ready to get that title. Like, I'm not here to make the numbers up. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, yeah, I'm excited and I'm like going on about, oh, it's good to sit up on that table, but I'm not saying that I don't belong at that table. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be a good fight.
With your experience, and Abdullah being young, and you know, I think I'll say this to anyone, I don't think he's faced someone as strong or as much as a puncher as yourself. Do you feel like that gives you a lot of confidence knowing that those are big advantages that you've got over him?
Yeah, I think, obviously, like, listen, he's probably the faster man, maybe a little bit more skillful. We both got certain attributes that the other hasn't got, but that's why I think it's going to be a good fight. I think, like, listen, I know what I do well, and I know I can mix it with the best, and I think it's like, when you first start off, you feel like they're miles away, but you realise the margins ain't that big. So I think it's anyone's fight, mate. I think I'm buzzing for it. When you
spar guys like Shakur Stevenson, and you know you hold your own in those sort of spars, do you feel like that does give you confidence knowing that, look, I deserve to be at this level?
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, that was probably a good turning point for me, because I remember, like, obviously, like, I just fought. I was sat down having a Chinese on the Sunday, and I was like, oh, he's sparring tomorrow, and I'm thinking, oh no, who am I sparring? And he's like, Shakur, and I'm like, you don't mean Shakur Stevenson, do you? And he was like, yeah, you're sparring him. And I was thinking, oh mate. And obviously went up there, and we've done 5 4-minute rounds. Never done 4-minute rounds before in my life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, as you say, you hold your own. Like, you can see that they're not miles away. It's not that big of a thing. Like, so I think that for me was probably good. It was good to get that at that time. And then you think, you know what, like, it's nice. You're holding your own, and then obviously he come out and said obviously he's a big puncher and that, and it's nice to know that it ain't just in your head. You're not deluded. Do you know what I mean? It's not just you believing it. Other people know about it as well.
Is there a factor to that where you almost don't know your level, don't know how good you can be until you get in the ring with those guys? I think
that's the same with anyone. You can only beat who's been put in front of you, don't you? And obviously everyone always aims for the stars, innit? But obviously a few people can always get there. But everyone still say, you're always pushing for the best, and I'm hoping that I can hit and reach that level, get that world title. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, even then, you'll still go into fights. I won't think, oh, I'm now the best in the world. I can just sit back. I'll still have doubts in future fights because they're just going to keep getting harder and harder and harder. So I just think you got to keep level-headed and then just keep doing your work, innit?
When you reflect on the journey as well, in the iBox gym with Al Smith and Eddie Lamb, how special and how much of a credit do you feel like they are to the journey of where you are now boxing for a world title?
I think I've been lucky that even as an amateur, when my amateur coach, they were more than just coaches, and I think I had that as an amateur, and I've been lucky enough to get that as a pro as well. Like, Al talks to me about things outside the gym, like finances and putting things, and it's more like it goes deeper than just a trainer and all that. And I mean, even with Francis, it's the same. I've been blessed. Sorry,
Francis as well. Apologies.
Yeah, no, but that's all right. It's more, I'm blessed that I fell from that as an amateur, which people are hard. It's hard enough to get to falling straight into that same tight knit family community as a pro, and I think it speaks for itself, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I'm buzzing. I want to be the first male world champion for Al and Ed. Yeah. Obviously, he got Sky. She's absolutely smashed it. But I think it would be lovely. I was the first ABA champion my amateur club ever had. Everyone always said they're never going to get an ABA champion, and I've done it, and I'm going to do the same for the world title and all.
I want to say, and I haven't got a factor but back this up, but I would believe you must be the first person from Kent to ever box for a world title. Was what, for a full?
No, okay. I think Johnny Armour was.
But that was only WBU though. That was not like a full belt. So I'll just put more pressure on you there as well. Yeah.
Hey, listen. To be fair, the pressure's alright. I feel like on the betting odds thing, I'm the underdog. I ain't been the underdog for years, mate.
Do you like it though? Do you like the underdog thing?
Yeah, mate. I've got no exactly. I ain't got. Listen, mate. I've just got to turn up and do what I do, innit? Do you know what I mean? I don't feel no pressure. It's funny, yeah, because I feel like that last fight I had in May where it was just like say a walkover fight. Yeah. That was probably one of the worst changes. I was sitting in there, I'm thinking, oh, you don't want to slip up on something like this, do you know? But this is like, I'm like, everyone's like, how's you feeling about it? I'm just excited. And I feel like the person that I'm going to be in that ring in November is going to be better than you ever, because you got that tunnel vision, do you know what I'm saying? You got that little prize at the end of it. So it gets me excited to see what I'm going to be like.
So yeah, you say that there, and like, is that almost a benefit where you not thinking too much deeply into it, like not having to, like, obviously it's a massive fight and you will think a lot into it, but almost not that case of putting loads of pressure on yourself is a benefit, I guess.
Well, I'm blessed that I'm not much of a deep thinker, to be honest. Yeah. I'm blessed in that
that's
respect.
what I mean. Like,
but I think, listen, like, I've been talking about it for years. I've finally got there. I know I've got 36 minutes for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? And I've just got to make sure that I put absolutely everything I can into the camp, into the fight. Mate, and if he comes on top after me doing that, I'll shake his hand and go, fair play, you're the real deal. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's it. That's all I can do, innit? So, but I think it's going to be enough. I think it's definitely going to be enough.
Well, we look forward to it. Sam, appreciate taking the time to speak to me. Obviously,
pleasure,
no
mate.
visits to Harry's Bar or see Dan Mason, hopefully.
Afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be having a good time. But look, Sam, appreciate you taking time to speak to me. And all the best
Thanks
against
for having
Abdullah
me, mate.
Mason. Appreciate it.